Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa another 2. Last time we did the first half of the class trial, and we have deduced that it was likely Aroha who did it, which is crazy. I feel like she was obvious in the sense that she's the only one who's irrelevant enough now to be a killer, but also at the same time it's quite funny to me because I made some wild prediction. I was like, oh, what if she painted him? And then I didn't think like the water was to wash it away. I thought the paint would have been dried, so that wouldn't have been an issue. I thought it was to just knock the tarp over for some reason. But I was pretty close, so I was very proud of myself. I still am proud of myself. I like when I get these cases because they're usually very complex and not something I would normally think of. Anyways, today I plan to finish up the second half of this trial. And I don't know how long it's going to take. I imagine it'll be like 2 hours maybe. But we're getting into it. We're getting into the end. We're going to finish up this trial. And then after I'm done, that means I have to go play Danganronpa another 6.5 or whatever that is for context. So when this trial is over, you're going to get some very interesting episodes. I plan to only make it one, but if it is really long, maybe I'll split it up into multiple just because the rendering time would be torturous. But yeah, we're going to be going back to our roots, back to the original game to play that little one-off because that is necessary for Chapter 6, so that's something to look forward to. Anyways, let's just double check. Yep, we got all of our skills equipped. Let's just get back into it, y'all. Interesting thing, I forgot that for this section to save, you have to open the student handbook, so I'd go back a little bit and like just spam the enter key because I didn't save at this point. It wasn't bad though, it was like a couple sentences and then picking Aroha out. Aroha, this trick could have only been done by you. You're the culprit of this case. Aroha? Wait, this is all based on the fact that it was a drawing on the wall, correct? Can we really be sure of that? What is with you again? I just have a hard time believing it, that's all. Even if it's a drawing meant to fool our eyes. In the end, a drawing is a drawing. I'm sure there would have been clear discrepancies compared to the real one we'd notice. We didn't have many chances to look at the painting to actually notice these differences. Before the case happened, it was just white paint covering some walls, so we barely even took notice of it. And even after, when the crime had occurred, we only saw the painting of Churia twice. Through the video announcements and when we actually broke into the room. Right. Yes. And the former really shouldn't count considering the subpar resolution and video quality. Even when we actually witnessed it with our own eyes, it was blurred with the creepy video from the projector. The room was dark and he was far away. Definitely not enough for us to see through it as a painting from a glance. And since the sprinklers had erased the drawing afterwards, we had no way of checking it thoroughly. But even with those limitations, you'd still need to be a real professional to fool us. She's the one, the ultimate artist too. She was the one who was like, oh no, we need to leave the sprinklers, guys. It was her, right? And I was like, guys, who cares if we get wet? We gotta check the body. You're looking even more suspicious, Miss Aroha. And the only one with enough skills to produce such delicate paintings is you, Aroha. Aroha, if there's anything you'd like to object to, tell us now. I don't, what you're saying? Where she's vibrating like crazy. I'm not the culprit. You might not, this trick art isn't no easy task. But aren't you the ultimate artist? I recall you bragging numerous times about being able to draw paintings of any genre. Even the ultimate artist is something they can't do. Aroha, although we've all suspected you for a long time, I can't say I feel good having to be the bad cop here. But if she really is the culprit, we can't let our feelings cloud our judgment. Let us prove that Aroha is the culprit. Alright, we're spinning. Sprinklers, connecting bridge. Oh, the cloth or the bridge? Maybe? I'm still sure something was up with the bridge. The tree from the west was just a drawing, that much is obvious. The real Churia was already dead, inside the east storage room. And you're the only person who can draw such convincing paintings, Aroha. Why does her face look like that? Then who else here do you suppose could produce such paintings? I do not know. Hold on, I've got one question to ask you. Sora said the sprinklers had washed away the painting on the wall, but that would cause the paint to trickle down and wet the floor. Oh, the cloth was to mop it up. Yet there's no evidence explaining that. How do you explain this? Yeah, what he said, I think. I think it's that. Okay. It's true that Aroha painted the wall. There must have been something preventing evidence of it being left behind. I've got to think about what I investigated. There I'll find the truth. Okay, so I thought she painted it on the prop cloth, but that was to collect the painting. It was literally the wall. It's him. Right? Yes. Yes. Off to a good start. After the disaster of part 1. Good, good, good. Alright. Save. Continue. There's no need to worry about the washed off paint. All the culprit had to do was mop the paint up with the prop cloth they had readily prepared. Prop cloth? You mean that dirty piece of blanket on the scene? Yes, I imagine it got stained from being used multiple times as a stage prop. That cloth was used to soak up paint that had trickled down from the wall. It was so stained that we didn't acknowledge the paint soaked on it before. But doesn't that paint stain make the theory of the culprit using the painting more concrete? Agreed. If it weren't for the painting, there wasn't any reason to put that near the wall. Ah! As previously mentioned, the storage room door was already sealed by paint when we first investigated the city. In other words, whoever did it was planning to kill Teruya right from the day we arrived here. Iroha, you... So you really did kill Teruya? No, I'm not. I'm not a bad guy. I'm not the culprit. Wait. That's it. That's gotta be it. Iroha? Another one of these. Oh, this game likes to make me suffer. Yeah, I found a way now. I got it now. I can't be the culprit because... Oh, I didn't mean it like I came up with it now. I meant, Anyway, I just have to tell you why I can't be the culprit, right? Then, here I go. Oh, you dummy. Let's see what we got. Sprinklers, broken window. Why do I feel like it's somehow gonna be the bridge? Okay. Well, if I were the culprit, I would have broadcasted that video too, right? She saw me there. Even if you said it improves. Oh, I bet it's that. I bet it's the bridge, and she did paint it. Oroha's argument seems to make sense. However, there's definitely something wrong in there somewhere. I just need to listen carefully and refute it. Okay. Yes. Alright, that was pretty easy. Alright, significantly less trouble than the previous time. No, Oroha. There's the connecting bridge. You can move between the two broadcasting rooms quickly using the bridge. What? But Sora wasn't the connecting bridge. Sora, it seems you've forgotten about how the bridge isn't currently in operation right now. Oh my god, if I was right about that bridge, I'm gonna laugh. Did I not spend precious time ever since arriving on this island running about to tell all of you how dangerous it would be to try to cross the bridge? He's right, Sora, don't get me wrong, Aroha's the most suspicious one here. But that logic doesn't make sense. We couldn't use the bridge, so Aroha's alibi is sound. I'm not sure about that. Was the bridge really not in use? What? What do you mean by? Didn't anyone feel like there was something off about the bridge? Both when Mikado first told us about the bridge and when we were investigating it. I felt like there was this strangeness to it. Strangeness. That was when I thought up of a possibility. I was confident on it once we had figured out about Aroha's art trick. But the problem is there's no real way to prove this. If you're concerned about the investigation of the crime scene, it can be reallowed if there's a majority vote to do so. What? If you're concerned about the investigation of the crime scene, it can be reallowed if there's a majority vote to do so. Now hold on, Monochrome, you're not supposed to. A re-examination, you say? So an investigation is still possible during a class trial? The class will be given the chance to pause the class trial and re-examine the crime scene under the majority rule. Since when did we have such a rule in the system? Everyone, this may be our chance to solve the mystery of the connecting bridge. Monocro, please allow us to reinvestigate the connecting bridge once more. You need a majority vote to proceed. Well, I got the majority. Didn't you hear me? I told you to wait, you useless bird. What do you even think you're doing? I never gave you the administrator right to do things like... Wait. I see. The reset. Don't know what he's muttering to himself, but why is he acting so flustered about all this? Unless it was Mikado and he and Iroha worked together. This is getting real fishy, Sora. I'm all up for it. We need to get a second look at that bridge again. Same here. Everyone, should we just focus on the trial? We now have a majority vote. The class trial will be paused immediately and we will move to the corresponding room. I guess we don't have enough people to do the scrum debate, which is a tragedy. We really left the trial grounds. I guess it is still the same building. Well, all we had to do was go up in the elevator after all. Oh, she knows she's caught. Sora, watch out. No, I'm gonna be fine. That was painted too. Oh, I was right. I've got to be right. I've got to be right about that. See, what did I tell you? The bug is still present. Now, how about we leave this dangerous place? Watch me carefully, everyone. Is that your handbook? I'm going to throw it onto the bridge. What? But Sora, won't it fall down and break? Losing your handbook is against the rules. Let's not do anything reckless. No, if my theory is correct, we won't have to worry about that. What do you mean? Why can't she throw like her scrunchie or something that's like... Oh, there it is. I mean, yeah, I was painting, but... What? I knew it. Wait, Sora, are you really going to? She's floating. As you can see, you can cross the bridge. They used the same trick they used on the broadcasting room wall on this bridge. They painted on the floor, wall, and ceiling of the bridge to completely mimic the outside scenery. For real? Hold on. You're right, it was a drawing all along. You can quite literally rub the paint off. Wow, she works fast. Once you go on the bridge, the illusion of the drawing seems to wear off. Trick arts are designed to fool you only if you look at it from a specific angle. If you look in front of the bridge entrance, it looks like the bridge had disappeared from that perspective. But from this angle, it doesn't look anything like real scenery. How did you figure this out, Sora? Of course, I didn't even have a hint of doubt at first, nor would I have even dared testing it. Even I myself was fooled. When I first opened the door to this bridge, I had felt like it threw my brain the feeling of my body about to drop from this height. But I finally realized what the strangeness that I felt when Mikado had caught me from falling was. There was no wind blowing here. Oh, so that's how it was. This is a building of an extreme height. If there was no bridge and there's only open space, you'd expect a strong breeze due to the altitude difference. But that was just a hunch, so I was about to further test it during the investigation. Then I ran out of time thanks to Mikado. And when we figured out that the culprit had used paintings in their murder trick, I immediately thought of the possibility of this being the case. I see. Me and Yuki never actually checked the bridge out ourselves, so we had no idea. Only Sora was able to come to this conclusion since she was the only one who checked the bridge with her own eyes. Well, we did have a lot of stuff going on ever since we've arrived here. Then this proves that the connecting bridge was usable and the crime had happened. Well then. Back to the trial. Iroha, what do you have to say for yourself? Say something. Come on, we're all waiting here. So I guess this is confirmed then. Unless she's an accomplice. There's one thing that's been bugging me. So if Iroha's the culprit, that means she even came up with the locked room mystery trick with the projector and she's dumb. But do you really think that's possible with her intellect? Yeah. Well, she is an idiot, I guess. You're right. How can a hopeless idiot like me think of something that smart? You're really gonna go that low? No, everyone. Even that can be possible. As this case wasn't done by Iroha alone, there was an accomplice. Mikado, then? Is that so? You're really carrying this case, Sora. I have become Shobai. Think of the connecting bridge we found just now. As you now know, the bridge was made invisible using trick art, but was always usable. The reason we didn't question the bridge's existence was because someone told us that the connecting bridge was not in use due to a bug. With that, we have our conclusion. The person who fed us the false information about the bridge, they are the accomplice for the case, unless it's actually them and Aroha as the accomplice. Wouldn't that be a twist? Oh, Mikado. How could you? Wouldn't you agree, Mikado? Mikado was an accomplice? No! Why did it take me so long to realize it? Every time I got near the connecting bridge, Mikado had stopped me somehow. When I first opened the bridge entrance door, when I tried to visit the bridge during the investigation... But my, was that a close call? You would have definitely felt your doom if it wasn't for that one super awesome wizard guy that can also teleport. Well, I'm also doing my earnest best to investigate, and it just so happens that I have a question for you. So he's always on the lookout. That way nobody would figure out the truth about the connecting bridge. If we didn't know about this world's existence as a virtual world, we wouldn't have believed his story about the bridge being a bug. Wait, so did he openly admit this world being a virtual world just to lead us to that? I don't know if he had calculated that far, but Mikado is definitely an accomplice for this case, that's for sure. Now hold on, all I did was inform you about this world's rules. I myself knew nothing about the connecting bridge. What do you mean knew nothing? You clearly set this up with Aroha. There's actually another evidence that proves you were teaming up with Aroha. They're both in void. This also has something to do with the paintings. Care to explain, Sora? As I previously mentioned, the storage room door was always covered with paint the day after we had arrived. But don't you find that a bit weird? When did the culprit have time to paint the wall? Huh? Well, didn't you say that the culprit had planned to murder as soon as they arrived here? No, that can't be it. When we arrived on this island, it was already midnight. Monaco said that the Twin Towers were off limits during the night, remember? And that was another lie by Mikado. What? So that was Mikado's lie? So that was Kaede's lie? I knew something was up when I first heard the rule. I kind of glossed over it since it was Monaco who announced it, but he specifically said, "This rule is going to be enforced at the same level as the school rules." But why even do that? If you wanted to ban it, wouldn't it be better to state it in the rules directly? Good point. So this is how it went. Mikado and Aroha worked together from the start to murder Teruya upon arriving on the 5th island. And after they announced a false rule of not permitting entrance to the twin buildings, they went straight to work. Yeah, it was weird when you really think about it, calling us suddenly in the middle of the night to make us walk across the bridge. They were in on it the whole time. Yes, the plan was likely executed by Aroha, but the planning itself was probably done by Mikado. With this, we've broken through Aroha's defense of, "I'm too stupid to think of all this." If there's any objection to the theory we've proposed, we'd like to hear them now. Well? Why don't you trust me, everyone? Why would I team up with someone like this to murder someone? I would never. We were gonna defeat Void together with the power of friendship, remember? Aroha, you're Void. Everyone knows it. Aroha, do you even know why we're not surprised with you teaming up with Mikado? It's because we've long suspected you as the last Void member. What? Yoriko. It's alright, Sora. I mean, there's no point in hiding it anymore. Aroha Nijue, you're Void, aren't you? Yeah. No. I'm not a Void. The Void's Shobai. He ran off, you see. Yeah, no, it's not freaking Shobai, are you kidding me? Ever since Nikkei revealed himself as a Void, your actions were undoubtedly suspicious. And by process of elimination, it's obvious that you're the one who pushed Sora off the Tower of Babel. Now wait just a minute. It is still too early to decide Aroha as the culprit. We still have... Aroha? Is she gonna go crazy? Oh, yes. What do we do, Mikado? You told me it wouldn't turn out this way. You shut your mouth. I don't know what you're talking about. Mikado, you told me I wouldn't die if I did that. Please save me. You told me I'd live if I just listened to everything you said. Oh, I still feel bad for her. Alright, I get it, so shut up. Can't you see I'm doing my best to think of a rebuttal right now? Mikado. So, can I take that as a yes? That you're a Void and the culprit? No. Wait, no, that's not it. I'm not the culprit, I'm not a Void either. I wanted to. I don't know anything about this. Resisting till the end, huh, Aroha? Oh, is it gonna be the other minigame I really dislike? She's basically admitted her crime at this point. Let's send her off with the final nail in the coffin. Yup. Great. I was hoping they would just, like, stop doing these. I'm really bad at this one. It makes me very nervous. Oh my god, stop! She's Bob Ross. Aroha. Ah! Okay. Okay. Getting there. No. Come on, come on. We're not bullies, Aroha. You're a void, Aroha. Stop calling me a bully. Come on, stop calling me a bully. I'm doing it too because you're a void. Okay, okay. Get rid of your dumb wig. Come on. Give me a second. I've given you many seconds, ma'am. You know plenty. Okay, okay, okay. The last remaining void. Oh, thank God. Oh, I don't want to see that. I don't like it. It feels weird. I like Aroha, even if she is technically evil. I think she's cute. Aroha, you asked Mikado for help just now, didn't you? That one act implies 3 other things in this trial. 1. Aroha's a void member. 2. Mikado is an accomplice who helped Aroha in this case. 3. You're the culprit who killed Teruya. How come? How does that paint me as the culprit? Alright then, I'm a void member, so what? That doesn't make me the culprit, does it? You've got to be kidding me. The culprit should have went straight to the Twin Towers to work on the broadcasting room walls and the bridge on the night we arrived. The work was already done the morning when I investigated, so the only time frame the culprit had was the night before. That means the culprit knew the rule of not allowing entrance to the Twin Towers during nighttime was a false rule. That rule was a lie made up by Mikado, but it was announced to us not by him, but Monochrome. So there's no way anyone would know that rule was a lie, nor did anyone have any reason to doubt it. Unless that person is a void member. What? If you're a void, then you would know in advance that such a rule didn't exist. In fact, you would never know that unless you were sided with the mastermind. Thus, the person able to perform this case's murder trick was someone with the required art skills and someone who's a void member. And it just so happens to be that you admitted that you're a void member. This is equivalent to admitting you're the culprit. Ugh. Let me also emphasize the fact that Aroha was deep asleep at the bus station the day we arrived. These typos are really throwing me off. Wake up, Aroha. You're gonna catch a cold if you sleep here. Yeah. Well, what's Sora? Where are we? We're outside, Aroha. How tired can you be to fall asleep in a place like this? Well, what? I fell asleep here? Yes, you did. Did you not get enough sleep last night? Don't tell me you slept here all last night. What? Oh, as if. Why would I be on the streets when there are hotels everywhere? It's just that I couldn't sleep well, just like you said. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that I think about it, it was because she spent an all-nighter drawing paintings. Huh. Exactly. That's not true. It's Mikado. He's the culprit. Turns out he's actually better at painting than I am. Why would I ever kill Teruya? We were really close. We were rainbow buddies. Oh, I was about to say they both liked rainbows. We talked to each other a lot, and then... I think it's time you give up. What? It's over. I tried my best, but you blurted out everything with your own mouth. This plan was a failure. I need to at least save myself out of this. It was my mistake leaving it to someone as stupid as you. No, you can't. So you're fessing up. Then you're an accomplice who helped Aroha in this case? I wouldn't call coming up with the entire plan as just plain helping if I were you. Do you seriously think this useless idiot could think of anything herself? All that she did was just carry out the dirty deed. Wait, so you helped Aroha knowing that you would die? What do you mean, Yuki? If we didn't figure out the culprit and had failed the class trial, everyone except Aroha would die, right? And that included Mikado, who came up with this entire plan. Death has no meaning to me. Aroha being the last survivor of this killing game is just going to be the last step to our grand plan. What do you mean by that? And why do I have to tell you that? Anyways, now that Aurora has gone and messed everything up, my plans need severe revisions. This is quite upsetting. Let us end this class trial quick and get things over with. No, wait! Don't do this to me, Mikado. I did my best, you know? I'm different from Nikkei. I stayed loyal till the end. All because I believed in your words. I did my best and you're saying it's all over? I'm gonna die at this rate. Please help! Your loyalness to me? Pff, the only reason you didn't betray me was because I threatened you with the school rules. If you hadn't just told anyone about what we did, we could have turned the tables to win this class trial. And you've got nobody to blame but your own incompetence of not being able to keep your cool. No, this can't be happening. I did everything to survive. I've endured my hands for this. I can't go back to my normal life anymore. How could you do this to me? Iroha. Sora, please save me. I'm sorry for hiding the fact that I was a void. I'll help you with everything I've got. Just please save me. Even if you somehow pull that off, you would be killed for breaking the school rules. Your demise was destined from the beginning. No. Looks like she stopped responding. Aroha, even if you beg us to help you, it's just too late. Everything is over for you. Now then, Sora, would you please summarize the case for us like you always do? As the finishing blow to this poor wretched soul here. Why would you suggest such a thing? After such a letdown of class trial, I have no reason to continue this foolery. Let us get rid of the girl who nobody wants, and finally commence the true endgame of this killing school trip. It seems like Aroha doesn't even have the strength to struggle anymore. It does feel a bit cruel, but this is the class trial. Let us put an end to this. This was short. Like, this is a really short class trial. You know, I'm genuinely shocked. Well, I mean, I'm not shocked it was Aroha, but, like, I thought there was gonna be some other twist. Like, that felt like it was over really quickly. Alright, I think that's it. Alright. After the 5th class trial, we hurriedly moved to the 5th island right away. Unbeknownst to us, the culprit had already planned to murder Teruya with Mikado. This was because the culprit was a Void member. The culprit and Mikado made up the false rule of no entering the Twin Towers during nighttime and went straight to prepare their crime. And by preparation, they needed to cover up the door to the storage room from the broadcasting rooms with paint. And they needed to draw trick art in the connecting bridge to make it seem like it disappeared from our sights. Mikado tried to fool us, saying the bridge had a bug, and because of what happened in the Tower of Babel with the virtual world, not one of us had even a hint of doubt. Act 2. After these preparations were done, Teruya was kidnapped and was poisoned to death by the culprit at some point. Okay, they really did not go into that though. That's what's bugging me about this, is they did not describe how she got the poison and like how she actually got him to consume it. Like, wouldn't he be suspicious? His corpse was kept inside the east storage room, but since we didn't even know the existence of the room, we weren't able to find a single sign of him. And on the fateful day, the culprit prepared a little premonition video for us. They first moved to the east broadcasting room to create a stab wound on Teruya's corpse. This was a red herring planted in relation to the broadcast they would soon make. They then erased the paint hiding the door to the storage room and moved to the west broadcasting room. Once they arrived at the west broadcasting room, the culprit first carried out their plan to create a locked room mystery. That locked room mystery required locking the door automatically using the projector film. The culprit picked up a creepy film to be slotted into the projector and covered it with a yellow phosphorus. They then hung the film through the sprinklers and stuck it to the door's lock with tape. With this, by turning the projector on, the culprit was able to lock the door without being inside the room, as the film will pull the door's lock. The culprit then started drawing Teruya on the wall. They tried to imitate Teruya's appearance lying dead in the east storage room. Because the culprit had great talents in painting, they were able to draw a trick art of Teruya messing with our depth perception. After all preparations were done, the culprit used the computers to broadcast the footage to the whole city, and they filmed themselves holding a knife approaching Teruya. Well, in actuality, it was just a painting of Teruya, but there was no way to know that from just the footage. Act 3. But that wasn't all there was to it. The culprit then broke one of the windows. This made us think the culprit maybe broke the window to escape, but because the building was so high up, the chances of that were very low. The real reason the culprit broke the window was because they needed a glass shard. They crushed the shards to create glass powder, and they spread it on a piece of paper. The culprit tied the paper with glass powder on it to the sprinklers. They arranged it so the side of the paper with glass powder on it faces the side of the film with the yellow phosphorus on it. This was to make it so that once the door was forced open, the film will roll back in, causing fire by friction in between the two materials activating the sprinklers. Once the trick was finished, all they had to do was turn on the projector and immediately leave the room. And just like the culprit intended, the door was locked by the tape and the film had stopped rolling. At this point, we had all seen the broadcast and were heading to the West Broadcasting Room. The culprit didn't have much time to spare. To create their alibi, the culprit used the bridge to move over to the East building. They went down the elevator and out the East area and met Yoriko, thus creating their alibi. Originally, we thought that the culprit who had been inside the West Broadcasting Room suddenly appearing in the East area was impossible. This was because we thought the connecting bridge was out of use. But that was exactly the culprit's plan. The culprit finally regrouped with everyone and helped break down the door to the West Broadcasting Room. Once the door was destroyed, the film started rolling again, casting a video on the painted wall. At the same time, a fire caused beneath the sprinklers from the friction between the yellow phosphorus and glass powder. So before we got the chance to address the situation, the sprinklers activated and we had to leave the room. Because of this drawn water sprays from the sprinklers, all of the paint on the walls was washed off. So the body had disappeared, and in its place, the storage room door appeared. If we didn't come up with the painting theory, we would have never solved this trick. Here the paint should have trickled down on the floor, but because the culprit anticipated this and placed a prop cloth near the wall, the cloth soaked up the paint, leaving barely any trace. The cloth was already pretty stained and dirty, so we never realized that it had just recently soaked up paint. As soon as we noticed Trudy had disappeared, we searched frantically for him and eventually found his body in the East storage room. With this, the culprit had pulled off a locked room mystery and managed to fool us into thinking the body had somehow teleported from the West to the East. The culprit sure had talent, but the plan was all constructed by the true mastermind, Mikado. The culprit had simply done what they were told to do. Even so, they killed Teruya with their own hands, and nothing can change that. The culprit, the last remaining void, the one who cruelly murdered Teruya. Poor Teruya. Oh. Iroha Nijue, the ultimate painter. It's you. Poor Teruya. Woohoo. No, I don't want to die. I don't want to be killed. Please save me. Mom, Dad, anyone, I'm sorry, please. Now, shall we put an end to this? I know it's already kind of late to ask something like this when you've already killed 3 of your comrades. But are you really going to abandon Iroha, Mikado? If she's gone, you'd be the only void remaining. And what difference does that make? It was all destined to work out this way. Yes, they were all just stepping stones, here to fill up the numbers. After all, no one can hope to understand my desire to see him once again. Isn't that right, Yuki? Shut up! Don't you look at me that way! No, I'm already getting excited. What beautiful flower will you bloom into when the end is nigh? Now then, Monokuro, it's time for your announcement of the end of this class trial. Oof. I'm scared. I literally can't hang out with people anymore, so I don't know why I'm like, oh no, I bet I got a bad score because of that one that's 80. Oh, I got it my first A. Yay. Level 17. And I got mana coins, which are crow coins. I still can't get used to that. Which are kind of useless. Now it has all been agreed upon. It's time to commence the voting system. All remaining participants, please vote for the culprit with the switch in front of you. Abstention is not permitted, so make sure to participate in the voting time. All votes have now been confirmed. I will disclose the results. How are they gonna execute her? And then there were 4. I miss Shobai. What? No way, it wasn't her? So he killed him and she was the accomplice. Oh my, so we got it wrong. Oh my god. Seriously? Wait, what's gonna happen? That's cool. That's... Seriously? What? Okay, hang on. That's really cool. I'm really excited about this. So... We're wrong. What? Huh? Irha Nishue, the ultimate artist who has been voted by a majority as the Blackened, is not the culprit of this case. What did you just say? The Blackened has cleared the trial. As such, the killing school trip will now come to an end as written in the school rules. Hold on, what's going on here? Roha, you need to explain yourself right now. I don't know, I thought I was the culprit, wasn't I? No, I'm sure I was the one who killed Teruya. Could you repeat what you just said, Monocro? What do you mean the culprit isn't Aroha? Then who could it possibly... The Blackened in this case is the ultimate wizard, Mikado Sanoji. What? What did you say? Oh my god, so it was him. Oh, he's evil. Look at this room full of jokers. To be this easily fooled, just how stupid can you be? Tell me, you're just trying to make me laugh, aren't you? You were all just in on it for the joke, right? I mean, you can't seriously be this brain dead. Mikado? Fooled, what do you mean? Mikado, what's going on? I poisoned the food because you told me to? I did nothing wrong, then how come you're the culprit of this case and not me? Of course you did nothing wrong. You did everything ever so perfectly, my dear. You have my compliments, Aroha. Because of your efforts, my plan has finally bloomed into something truly wonderful. What are you trying to? The poison I gave you was fake. Just plain old salt, that is. I already had put the real cyanide in advance. All you did was sprinkle some salt on the already poisoned food. What? That's a lie! You're using your position as the mastermind to fix the results of this class trial, aren't you? You're just making this up. Our reasoning was perfect. He's right. There's nothing wrong with our reasoning. Abraha herself is saying she's the culprit. This shouldn't count. The class trial is invalid. No, I am the real culprit who killed Teruya. No, that can't be. Mikado, you bitch. It's your fault for not figuring out everything. If Shobai or Kanade was here, the result might have been different. But I guess with Aroha herself thinking that she was the culprit, it would have been a risky trial nevertheless. Wait, so you used me? No, he didn't. He used his magic, that's what. He used cheats to manipulate the class trial results. Why would I ever believe you? Here, I even have proof. Oh. The rules saying he can't do anything changed? No way, the rule that Mikado cannot use magic to commit a murder is crossed out. That doesn't matter in the slightest. I can guarantee you that I did not commit any foul acts during this case. I can even ask Monaco to reinstate that rule if you're that petty about it. Your theory was indeed perfect, well, except for the fact that you guessed the wrong person who poisoned Teruya. So in the end you lost fair and square. Isn't it time that you realize there's nothing more to it than that? Mikado didn't use any magic? He didn't use any cheats. All he did was trick Aroha and poisoned Teruya. No, that doesn't matter right now. Whether he cheated or not, the outcome has already been decided. We lost the class trial. Now there was no way of denying that. That's crazy. I can't believe they're doing this. Like, I'm kind of excited. My mind went blank. I tried to think of a plan, think of anything, but nothing comes to mind. And in the midst of that void of nothingness, fear, endless fear, started to swirl up. We were so close to finding the real truth, and now everything is over. I feel like I was just swimming up from the deep abyss, drowning just before arriving on the surface. Oh my god. This must be a cruel joke. I can't believe this. The culprit should have been Aroha. I thought it was too quick. Then why? Whether you believe it or not, that I really do not care for right now. The outcome has already been decided. And let's be honest here, as you've seen from this trial, even I cannot control Monocro. He's completely neutral in all of this. And for him to proclaim this outcome means that you cannot run away from this. Run away? From what? Now then, with the class trial finished, we will now begin the finale. As stated in the school rules, everyone except for the Blackened who won the class trial will be executed, and the Blackened will be able to escape the island. Why would he want to kill Yuki, though? Isn't that his plan? Executed? Really, don't tell me you didn't expect that coming. We've executed so many people from these trials, so I assumed you know the drill by now. The only difference was that the Blackened won at this time. Mikado, what's gonna happen to me then? Yeah, if I'm not the Blackened and you're the real culprit, that means I'm an accomplice, right? Does that mean I get to live? Have you learned literally anything in your life? It has been said countless times that accomplices gain nothing from murders. I'll repeat again. For the final time, you're going to die, Roha.
Why? I did everything you told me to. I did my job. You said you wouldn't kill me. You said you would let me live.
Would you just once in your life speak something meaningful? Even if you're the Blackened, you would still be killed. You were voted by these idiots, remember? If you'd actually murdered someone with more perfection, maybe you'd actually have a chance of living this game.
The execution of the spotless who have lost the class trial will now begin.
What? No, please wait.
Mikado, do you even realize what you've done? You can't kill Yuki, can you? If he dies, then Master Utsuru won't be resurrected anymore.
So, some of yourself has returned you. Oh, he knows. Ooh. But this should be how it ends. This is the correct ending that I've planned for this killing school trip.
What? Now then, I've prepared a special punishment for Sora, the ultimate Yuki Maida, the ultimate lucky student, Yoriko Kabuya, the ultimate hostess, and Rohan Yishue, the ultimate artist, respectively. No, I don't want to die. I want to live. A nightmare, yes. This must be a bad dream.
Finally, my lifelong dream has finally come true. I've abandoned everything for this, and now I will be reborn.
Mikado Sonoji, commence the execution.
Oh my god, someone's gonna have to save us. There has to be some Deus Ex Machina. Showa's gonna come back and be like, this is where I was hiding in the vents, and now I will save you. Look at, he's grabbing all this. This is so cool that they're going this route. I always wondered what would happen. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, this is just so creative. Oh, the classic chain. There goes a Roha. Down one hole. Oh, are we all getting unique ones? There goes me. There's Yuki. Oh, reaching for each other. Are we not going to see the others? Is this just Sora's we're seeing because we're playing as her? Oh, she's in water. Oh, is this because all her like stuff about her like drowning as Akane? Oh my god. They're gonna drown her? Look how well this is animated compared to like the first game. They improved so much. Oh, and each one's different. He's watching on the screens. Oh, she's being painted. She's like in a wine bottle drowning. Stop! It's the Naegi one. Oh my god, a shark. This is so creative. This is my favorite execution so far. Oh. Oh, what happened? This is my favorite execution of the entire series, actually. This is so creative. Like, hello. Oh my gosh. Really, I'd say it's a lot later than I expected. Who's talking? Right, good to hear that. Keep things steady till I arrive. Oh, and never mind, it's nothing. See you later. Who's talking? So the day has finally arrived. Who is that Tsurugi? Because he kind of looks like a police officer. Oh my god, I don't even remember what his voice sounded like. It was just like, let's get ready then. Kind of like that. To finish what happened back then. I think because he has red eyes, I think that's Tsurugi. It kind of looks like him. Oh my god, that was so good. I loved that ending. Oh, Churia. Oh, we're all missing now. It's just Mikado. Huh. Huh. She's been deleted from the program? One question mark? Okay. Okay. I love that execution. Got masquerade mask. We got his mask. Yes, I would like to save. Oh my goodness. I just want to keep going. I gotta end it here. Oh my gosh, wow, what an ending. That was really cool. I like that they went with the you got it wrong answer because they've never done that before. That was super cool and creative. I loved that. That was my favorite execution. I really liked the reference to the original game with Yuki's specifically, especially because if you are an OG, you know, You'll remember the very first episode of the very first game, I was complaining the entire time. I'm like, Yuki is copy-paste Naegi. He's so stupid. And then they did that execution. I was like, hey, that's like such a cool throwback. I love that. I like that so much more than like in V3 when they did Kaito's was a throwback to Kirigiri's dad. It was kind of like, okay, that's lazy. Like, I didn't like that one. I always thought it was kind of low effort. It didn't feel as much of a reference as we couldn't think of an idea, so we're just reusing one. That felt like a cool reference. Like, that was so cool. Oh, I loved it. Anyways. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. I love hearing all of your thoughts and theories. Subscribe if you haven't. It really helps out me and my channel. And keep leaving those suggestions. We are in the endgame now. It's time for chapter 6. Next time we will be doing that 6.5 from the original game because it's necessary to understand chapter 6 apparently. I don't know how long that'll take, but I'm a little nervous because it's apparently really hard. So I'm going to attempt to play it on my own. And if it's such a disaster, I will literally go watch someone else play it and record my reaction to that. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I'll try to actually do it on my own. Yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever it is in the world when you're watching this. I hope it's fantastic. And with all that being said, I will see you next time when we throw it back with 6.5. Later.